time. But this is where I get to hang out with you, chit chat with you in chat. You get to be part of the show, asking questions, me answering them, and while I work on my 3D portfolio. If you weren't able to catch me live, it's okay, because I'm going to be posting up this onto my YouTube channel on the following Monday. Not this coming Monday, but the following Monday, just because I already have last week's recordings ready to go for this upcoming August, was it 21st? August 21st. So this one would be going up on August 28th. If that sounds awesome to you, please follow me on my social medias, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitch, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. What I also like to do is I like to break up my videos as well into little sections, especially if I'm going through specific tutorials or any specifics for tools. So hopefully that is something that you find useful. Alright, well, let's art. So this is where we left off last week. There's definitely a few things that I want to do today. First off, what I would like to do is I'd like to start doing some decal work, just blocking in some decal work. So I'm going to be doing that today, blocking in like these lanes, and just trying to get some decal work in here, and maybe some modeling. We'll see what we can do. Like, I want to replace this right here, right, with some proper pipes, some proper smaller size pipes. So I might just quickly do some modeling there. We'll see. So let me see here. Up, I just realized that I don't have my let me see. I'm just gonna check my channel here. Channel info, I have it set to Substance Painter, which is not correct. It's gonna be Substance. I mean, I guess I will be in Substance Painter today. Yeah, never mind. No, we're good. We're good. Okay, cool. It's nice. Oh, whoops. I don't even think you guys heard what I was saying. I forgot my microphone. So I hope that you had heard all that. I hope so. Okay. Well, that was a goof on my part. Didn't realize that I didn't have my mic here. Now how do I stop you from spinning? Okay. So you probably didn't hear half of the stuff that I just said, but it's okay. There's nobody watching right now anyways. All right, cool. So let's see. So let's go into some Photoshop, I think, because we just want to block this stuff out. So I'm just going to go into Photoshop. I think right away I'm gonna make, it's obvious I need to make a D, right, for me branding, right? So I think I'm gonna have, so right now this is H and M. I'm probably gonna do like D, I guess D. So we'll have like this row is like D, C. Okay, so let's just start this off right now. So let's do. I have to figure out what a good size for this would be. So for now, let's just go 256. Let's just be conservative. No, actually, we can always downsize. So let's go 1024. It's always easier to down-res something than it is to up-res something. So let's just go to D. It's gonna be a lot of numbers. That's the only problem that we have here. So I gotta be smart. So let's go How do I want to do this? I feel like it would be such a waste to do it this way. Might be better for me to just put it on planes. I guess I'm gonna have to just see how this is gonna work. We'll do it both ways. I'll show you how 2 different ways to do this, and then we'll figure out which way is best for the scene. Okay. So let's go with the first way, which is Atlas, or parking, decal. Let's go parking, or let's go parking decal Atlas for now, something like that. And I will let's have it as white. How's it going, Jay Strills? How's it going? So let's do this. I'm surprised I didn't get a notification. Usually I get a little ding ding when you... I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I normally get a little noise when someone messages. So let me just quickly... But I'm not getting it. I'll put... Oh, okay, maybe that's why. Sound, notification settings. Okay, there we go. That was a fluke. I wouldn't have caught that message that you had gone if I didn't look like perfectly right at the time you messaged. Okay, so let's just go and quickly do. So what we need is, I'm gonna change this to I'm gonna invert this so it's black. So the hotkey is Control I. I need to get good at not just showing hotkeys like that. Ding ding. Nope. Still is not working. So I don't know if maybe I don't want to get derailed here too badly, but it's definitely matched. Yeah, usually let me test it. Oh. Yep, so there's definitely an error playing it right now. I just checked. I just said, and it definitely didn't work. So I don't understand. It says Java language null pointer exception. Don't know what that means. So it's okay. So what models do I have so far? So right now I have just my quick Camaro right now. Everything is pretty much gray block at this moment. Nothing is final just yet. So I just want to quickly throw in some more blocking stuff. So I want to create some decals right now just to quickly see how this is all going to look. So for sure, I definitely want a D. I feel like this is a little bit too thick, so I'm just gonna go for, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter if I'm just blocking it in, but let's just do something like that. So I'm gonna need a D. I'm gonna need so I'm just gonna copy and paste this. I'm gonna move this layer over this so that it creates me a new one. There's different ways to do that. That's just how I like to do it. I'm gonna go C as well, because we're gonna have a C section. I'm assuming, not a C section as in, you know what, I'm not even gonna make that joke. I'm gonna do another one, D. Let's go with E here, and then I'm just gonna do an F just in case I need it. Okay. I am using right now Photoshop just to quickly block this in, and then later on I'll probably be using Substance Painter to just kind of quickly break things up. And if you are wondering why I'm going into so much detail and like explaining why I'm doing things, is because I like to break up my videos into YouTube as well, so that there's like tutorial videos for people who might not know how to use these programs. So yeah, so don't mind me if I am going a little bit slower than I normally would. I I've been getting that a lot lately. A lot of people have been wondering, like, am I just learning this software because I'm going a little bit slower? And I really hope that it doesn't come off as that, but maybe the more that I stream, people might realize that that's what I'm doing, and I'm not just trying to babysit people who probably know how to do this already. So now I need some letters, or sorry, not letters. I need some numbers to kind of go with this. So just kind of quickly. So let's just throw out some numbers. So I'm just gonna throw out 17 because it's my favorite number and my wife's favorite number put together. So we'll start with that, and then we'll go up to 21, which is my daughter's birthday number. So we'll do that again just for fun. And then I might do a few little things here and there. 2 and 13. Okay, 2 and 13. You know what? Let's do it for now. Why not? 21, and then I'll do 2 and 13 as well. Courtesy of Jay Striddles. 13. Okay, so we're gonna do that, and so there we go. And then for now, as just a test, I'm just gonna go to my square shape here. I'm just gonna create a little trim, just a little line here, and I'm gonna create a new layer, and this layer is gonna be the white lane. Okay, and I'm just going to go to image. Usually I just fill by using the hotkey Shift F5, but here I'm just gonna do that. And then so we have this sheet here, and there's a mosquito flying around in my room, which is a bit scary. I'm just going to make a brand new layer in my alpha so that this is a texture. And oh, did I kill it? I don't know where it went. Okay. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to, I'm gonna hold on. So I'm gonna show my RGB channels again. I'm just gonna select everything in my layers. I'm gonna go Control Alt Shift and E. Okay, Control Alt Shift and E. What that does is it merges everything without actually merging it, and so it keeps all of your layers still, and then it just creates a brand new layer with everything that you've selected at the very top. So this is going to be like merge combine, maybe, or combine, I'll call it. And then I'm going to create a folder, and I'm just going to call this like original or OG. I like to call everything OG, Original Gangsters, for those who don't know. And then channel, I'm going to my channel, I'm just going to copy and paste it. So now it's it has an alpha, which now means that I can create transparency for it. So if I just save this out for now, I'm going to save this in my parking lot folder, parking lot, content. I'm going to go to textures, and I'm going to save it into here. And then I'm going to save out of Targa as well. Atlas, sure. And then we're going to go 32-bit because we do want the transparency. Okay. So that is done. So now what I need to do is now I need to quickly create some. So there's, like I was saying, there's two ways I can do this. I can create small, you can create small little textures, right? Individual textures, like each number is its own little texture. And then you can, what's that program? What program? The program that I'm using is this is Photoshop. This is Unreal right here. sorry, lost my train of thought. So yeah, so there's two different ways to do it. You can do it with decals, or you can do it with texture atlases using in Maya. Yes, this is Unreal 4, I believe. Okay, so I'm just gonna quickly jump into Maya, and I'm just gonna show you. And again, this is me also testing to see which one is gonna give me the best result. If creating planes and just floating the geometry onto over top of the pillars works out, great. If I feel like it's looking kind of weird, then forget it. Yes, it is free, unless you make a lot, like make money from it, but I'm not planning on making any money off of this, so it's completely fine. So first and foremost, let's go and let's open up my scene here for my parking lot. And I don't have to do it in here, I can probably do it anywhere, but I just want to make sure that everything is kind of to scale. So this is everything to scale. Go to my outliner. Let's just quickly hide all this stuff. Let's hide all this stuff. Let's go and create a plane. And from here, what we can do is we can let's see, what do we want to do here? So we don't need these many polys, obviously. We're gonna go to the hyper shader, which is up here. Finding a hyper shader here, you can go to Windows, rendering editor, you can go to hyper shade here. Two different ways to do that. And I'm just gonna apply a brand new texture. I don't know what these Lamberts are. I might have to kill these Lamberts, I think. There we go. So let's create another Lambert here. And I'm just gonna rename it, and I'm gonna call this what is it, texture atlas, parking lot decal atlas, I think I called it. So we'll just do that, and let's just focus on this one. So to focus on what you've just created or what you have selected, it's just one of these buttons here, input and output connections, I believe. So that way it kind of cleans it up, because it can get really muddy and really messy. Okay, hold on, it's really hot in here. My computer is like rendering the scene in Unreal, and it's just crazy. Chat rules: be nice to each other, thanks. Okay, got it. Okay, I don't know where that's coming from. I probably made some chat rules back in the day or something, and it's still showing up. So let's go to color here. I'm gonna go to file, and let's go to image name, and let's search this up. So parking lot content, and then just go to textures. I have a targa here, so let's load up the targa. Okay, cool, and it already plugs in a transparency for me, so it's smart enough to know that. So I'm just going to select my plane that I have currently. I'm just going to go to existing, and then I'm gonna, okay, so sorry, I should probably explain this. If you have your assets selected, if you hold right click, you're gonna get this menu here. This is the hot menu, marking menu. Lots of people have different ways they want to call it. And you go to existing materials, and then you just go to parking, or you go to assign existing materials, and then I created this one, so I'm just gonna hover it, click over it, and then I'm gonna press 6 to show it on inside Maya, or to show textures. Sorry, is the 6 is the hotkey, or you can go to I believe it's textured right here. Okay, right over your view. So obviously this is where things are looking like right now. And so for me, for testing purposes, so this is, I'm gonna call this parking lot decal atlas, and let's call this OG. So this shows everything, and then I'm gonna duplicate this by going to edit, duplicate, or Control D. I'm gonna move this over, and I'm gonna have just the D show up. So to do that, I'm just gonna go to my UV editor, And normally I have this on my second screen, which if I have this on my second screen, it's just easier for me to use it. So I'm gonna change that, and because you guys or you all probably want to see this, I'm just gonna close my outliner. I'm gonna go to my panels. I'm gonna go to saved layouts. I'm gonna go and choose perspective in UV editor. This way now you can see my UV editor here, and you can see my perspective here. And then typically what I'll do is I will actually, hold on, let me backtrack, go to perspective, go to UV editor. I'm gonna actually move this toolkit over into this box here so that I have access to it. Come on, don't be mean. There we go. So I'm just gonna close it now. Now go to my saved panels, perspective UV editor. Now I have the UV toolkit right here. All right, so let's say I want to make my D, right? And I just want to test this out, see how this looks. I'm going to select the UV here. I'm going to go to shell, or select to shell right over here to the right, select back to UVs. So these are my UVs, and now I'm going to scale this, and I'm going to move it to over the D, and I'm going to have the D there. Okay, so now this is my D decal. All right, I'm going to duplicate that. I'm going to bring this over. So let me go to my outliner just to make sure that everything is nice and clean here. So this is now my D, okay? And then this one is now going to be, I'm going to go to object mode. Okay. Do you see my marking menus? Okay, so you do see my marking menus. It might have been a Windows 7 thing where people couldn't see my marking menus, so I had to learn how to use a different menu that shows everybody everything. Duplication glitch. Duplication glitch. I don't know if that's a glitch. Okay, so I'm just gonna go back to UVs here, or sorry, UVs here, and then I'm gonna move. Let's use my wife and my favorite number. Okay, so D17, and then I'm gonna. So this one is D17. Let me just make sure my outliner. So I'm going to call this 17 here. Duplication glitch. Maybe, yeah, see, like, I don't know what you guys are, or what you see, because I'm focusing on my screen. My other monitor here, it looks okay, so I'm not too sure. Okay, and then now I'm going to move over, and I need to create the lane. My, what's that called? My block and lane. I've been awake for 24 hours. I haven't slept. Wow, dude, you should probably go to bed. Probably go to bed. I don't. That's crazy. All right, so I'm just going to snap this to the grid. So to snap things to a grid, just hold the X. X is for snapping to grid. So I'm just going to hold X. I'm going to drag the arrow, and then you'll see it go like that. Now, if you notice, it's not doing anything. So what I'll do is I'm just going to move this like that. I actually don't know what... how big the lane is right now. This is where having a car in your scene is really handy. Let's see. Let me just look at my reference. So let's see. How big is my car? Let's see here. So my car looks like it would be at least like 3 or 4 meters. So let's make sure that the lane. So for now, let's just say 6 meters. This is 6 meters. Let's just say that's fine for now. Okay, so let's go lane like that. All right, so now I have these 3 as testing. So let's test these out. So I'm gonna export these as FBXs because I think that's what I've been doing in the level. So let's go to props. Yeah, they've been FBXs. Okay. Did I save the name? No, I did not. So let's just go like that. And so I just Control C to copy the name. I'm going to export selection, send to Unreal. This is really interesting. I should probably use that more often, but I don't. Let's go to parking lot, content, props, change this to FBX, over like that. Scale units is 100. I believe that's correct. So let's hope that that works out. I need to go back to object mode. So I'm going to go back to my object mode and go to select here. F8 is the hotkey to go back to object mode. I'm going to copy the name of that. Do the same thing. Let's copy. Okay. Now the lane as well. Export selection. And let's just export that. Okay, so now we have all those things exported. Let's go back into Unreal, and it's going to ask me, hey man, there's a bunch of stuff that's being put into the file, blah blah blah, and I'm just going to say import all. It says that there's no smoothing group information for this kind of stuff. It's just popping a bunch of errors on my other screen, but it's fine, or it should be fine. Okay, so now what I need to do is I need to create the material, okay, for that texture that I created. So I'm gonna right click inside my content browser here. I'm going to right click, I'm gonna go to material, and I'm gonna call this parking lot decal atlas, I believe I've been calling it. Alright, so I'm gonna load it up. Oh, I probably need to... Did I already import my textures? Let me just... Did I import my textures already? I guess I can find out here in a sec. Okay, so this is the material editor. So I'm just gonna go to content. I'm gonna go to textures. Here, yeah. Okay, so I did upload it. Perfect. So I'm just gonna drag this bad boy in here. And sampler. This should be grayscale. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna leave those options for now. I'm just gonna go base color. Then I'm gonna go translucent for opacity, but that doesn't exist right now. So I need to change this up, or change this a bit. This needs to be translucent. And let's just see how that works. Okay, so that looks right. I still don't fully understand what the difference is between masked. So let's go, opacity mask. Like, it looks like, I don't know, to me it feels like it's the same, but obviously it's not. If okay, so I'm also gonna add in a constant, so I'm just going to press 1 and then click. That gives me a constant, which is just a number, and I'm gonna use that for my roughness. So for my roughness, 0 means that it's completely smooth, and 1 means that it's rough. It's definitely not completely smooth, so I'm gonna change this to maybe like a point, let's say 0.3, because it's gonna be like a painted, it's like a painted feeling, right? So paint is slightly smoother, I guess. I mean, yeah, maybe this is a little bit too much. Maybe say 0.5 for now. I'm just being nitpicky at this point. Everything should be fine. Don't hurt yourself, man. Don't hurt yourself. Okay, so here we go. So we have the decal. Let's save all here. Save selected, save all, everything's saved. Perfect. Okay, so now let's go back to my content. Let's go back to props. So I have a bunch of new decal stuff. So let's just throw on this D here. Right? So right now it's to see how it's Z fighting. So this is Z, this is why it's called Z fighting. So I guess Jay Strills, are you learning 3D? Or are you wanting to get into it? I guess I probably should have asked that question first. Now, something that I first realized is my pivot points for my assets are not correct. So let's go and fix that in Maya before this gets a bit of a headache. So let's so I'm gonna hide this for now. I'm gonna put this inside the middle. Sorry, 0, 0. I'm gonna put all these inside the 0, 0, 0, just like that. This one I'm gonna center pivot. Actually, I probably want to put this at the end here. So 0, 0, 0. There we go. 0, 0, 0. Okay, so let's just re-import. Can I mass re-import like this? No, it's not gonna like that. So I'm just going to Atlas D. I'm just gonna re-import again, just because the center pivots are off, which means it might be a little bit difficult for me to place them. So this is gonna make things a lot easier for me to work with. Okay, I guess you're interested in getting into this field, and you're just kind of trying to see now. Okay, so if you're just getting into the field, I mean, obviously I've been doing this for almost a decade. I remembered when I first started Maya and 3D art, I was confused as well. So take it easy, take it slow, focus on one program at a time. And ask a lot of questions. Okay, that's the advice that I have for you. Okay, so looking at my reference, let's okay, so it's snap. So this is my what's this? My scale, my snapping. Let's go 50 for snapping. There we go. So what do you do when it starts glitching into the floor? So when it's glitching on the floor, that means that you have two things competing with each other. So you need to make sure either the one is completely crashed through, or one is slightly hovering right over it. So right now, do you see how this is completely crashing through? That's fine. When you have it completely flat towards it, so I'm gonna do something like okay, well, I can't make it perfect anymore, but before, when it was completely like right underneath it, it was making the weird glitchy stuff. You definitely don't want that, right? So so yeah, so you just got to make it not fight with each other, because essentially it's trying to figure out what to render, and it's getting really confused. So yeah. Okay, so we have this here. And so again, we're just blocking this out. So this is D. It's pretty far away. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so we can do that. Then I'm going to Control W or Control C, Control V to duplicate it. I'm going to bring it down, and then I'm actually going to replace what am I replacing? I'm replacing the Atlas one here. There we go. So now we have D17 in the background there. And that looks decent. It looks decent. I mean, I'm going to have to build it out to see how it looks. So we got D17, D17. And then let's, for now, as for testing purposes, I'm just going to Control C, Control V to make another duplicate. To duplicate it again, just to kind of see how it would look like on this side, right? I can just go in and replace it really quickly later. And then what I need to do now is I need to create some lines at the bottom here for the parking lot. So let's just quickly do that. So do you see how right now it's fighting? So I need to quickly just move it up just oh so slightly above the ground. So that's too much, I think, because you don't want it to go that much. But so now that it's slightly off the ground, it's gonna behave a little bit better. So first and foremost, in my reference, this is actually the middle of it. D17 is a 2008 I don't know what that is. film, Millennium film. It features Bollywood actors. Okay, well, that's random, but thank you. Thank you for the info there. So yeah, so I'm just gonna create kind of like in the center here. Maybe I should have snapped that like 2 grid. A little bit more. I'm gonna go 50 grid here, and then let's see what my camera is seeing. That's really important. So my camera is seeing that. Let's pin my camera, and then let's do something like, so I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to snap there, and it's a little Easter egg. All right. So I feel like this is slightly too let me try and look at my reference. So this is a little bit, so this would be right. Okay, so for now we'll leave it. I think I'm a little bit off here. I can probably scale this for now. People probably won't even care if I did that. So let's just do that for now. And then I'm going to take off this grid, and I'm just going to move this slightly over. Okay. And then what I'll do is I'm going to duplicate my car for now and just put this inside as if it was parked in there, just to see. Okay, yeah, so that works out a little bit. So let's just bring this in slightly. And then I'm just going to duplicate that. So the parking lane would probably be something like that. Actually, now when I think about it, it probably wouldn't. That doesn't make any sense. I'd have to. This is probably going to be more like inside the lane, or is it? I'm trying to think. Like when I park a car, is the lane inside, like inside the pillar, or is the pillar? It looks like the pillar is actually in the way. So no. So I think this is correct. Or let's just move this one in, so it's inside the middle, perhaps. Let's just try that. I feel like it'd be like in the middle here, and then you'd have this kind of move like that. Okay, so for now, let's just do another duplication here. Let's do another thing here. Actually, let's use my snapping tools so that we're snapping properly. And then let's do another one. Let's snap that. So that looks too small now. So for modeling, I am using Maya. And then for just placing things in, I'm using Unreal. So at the moment, this is... So already, this is really good for me to know. My scaling is slightly off. And this is me assuming that that everyone's good at parking, right? This is me assuming everyone's good at parking, which is never a good assumption to make. So I need to adjust this now, and this is good to know that my calculations are slightly off. So I'm just going to move these slightly, right? And I'm just going to move this, because that's probably going to be a little bit more realistic here. There we go. Okay, so this is where my car should be more in line, right? Okay, so now I'm just going to take this one for now as just a tester. I'm just going to scale it up, scale it down. Because it's a tiling texture, I can actually do this. For testing purposes. There we go. So now we have this lane here. We have these cars. I'm just going to remove the cars for now, just because I don't need them at the moment. And then I'm just going to... So obviously this is slightly... It is slightly floating. It's okay. So we have this. And we are going to Control-C, Control-V. I'm going to rotate these. Bring them in here. And it's slightly off. Just going to turn off the grid. Again, this is just me freehanding a lot of the stuff. Probably should not be freehanding a lot of this stuff. Should be doing this as closely as possible. Like on a grid. But if you're just trying to get a gray block in, I mean, it's okay to do it this way, but do your best not to freehand things too much. And then now I'm just going to duplicate these again, just down the road here, just to kind of see how this is all going to look like. Control-C, Control-V. Oh, Control-C, Control-V. I'm just going to duplicate this. Alright, it's going to give that illusion so that when people look down there, it's going to look like it. And so yeah, so I'm just going to save this, and then I'm going to quickly build out the lights so that you can see how this all looks. So let's build this all out. While it's building out, if you guys have any questions, please ask away and I will answer them. It takes like a minute for it to build, less than that. There we go. I guess my question for you all is, how did you find my channel? That'd be interesting to hear where you found my channel. Okay, so this is looking pretty dark. The D stuff here is looking pretty dark. I work in and out of Unreal. When I was graduating from school a decade ago, I was using Unreal there, and then I stopped using Unreal for a little bit. When I started working in the industry, I stopped using it for a little bit, but on like portfolio here and there, I would work in it. So it's been on and off for about a decade now. The program that's been consistent that I've been in the most has been Maya. I've been using Maya ever since I've graduated, and ever since I was in school. Okay, so yeah, so right now this is a little bit dark, a little bit darker than I would like, so I might have to adjust a few things to get that to look properly. I might have to, because I'm looking at the camera here, the lanes here already, just that being blocked in already looks pretty decent. People get that you're in some sort of parking lot. What is my qualification? I am a environment artist, so I make levels, the art for levels in video games, and I currently am working at EA, Electronic Arts. So one of my biggest concerns here is it doesn't make sense that this person has parked their car in this way, right? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And I know that my reference, like, this is my reference, right? And I know that this is the reference and this is what I want to achieve and create, but this just doesn't make sense. Like, this car is literally has gone through the lanes, right? So I feel like I need to adjust this a tad bit and make the lanes over here, and this is where you're driving in to get your parking lot, right? So I think that's important to do. So I gotta maybe make that adjustment. But even you know what? When I think about it, it doesn't make sense in general, because I'm just thinking out loud here. I don't like how, because you wouldn't park your car like this. You just wouldn't. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe I'm overthinking this a little bit too much. But yeah, I mean, maybe it doesn't, because right now it's definitely not making sense at all. So I don't know. I'm scratching my head on this one. In my head, I'm like, there's a lot of things that I don't like about how I'm going about this, and yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see where I go about this. But yeah, I think that's gonna pretty much be the end for me tonight. Thank you, the few of you who came in and chit-chatted and chat and hung out with me tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed what you saw. Follow me on Twitch, subscribe to my YouTube channel and all that stuff. If you want to continue learning, questions and all that stuff, I'll answer. So thank you so much, and hopefully I'll see you guys again next time.